Hello students, welcome to the SS class. Students, we are here to learn the economics chapter about liberalization, privatization and globalization. Before taking you to the actual chapter, I want you to venture into the history of economics. Children, in 1947, when we got independent, our economy was totally fragile. We can say totally ruined also. So something had to be done to empower our economy. After 1947, political stability and geographical unity came in by 1950. 3 years, Sardar Patel, Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru and other political leaders, they struggled a lot to bring political unity in India, and finally the map, Indian Union, was made. Now the next challenge was to strengthen our economy. In order to strengthen our economy, there was a body called Planning Commission of India made. This Planning Commission planned on how to develop the country's economy. And in 1951, whatsoever resources we had were all invested in agriculture. There was a 5-year plan from 1951 to 1956 set up to develop agriculture. So whatsoever funds our government had, everything was poured into agriculture sector. Children, in 1951 we had a population of 36 crores and we had still to import food grains. Just imagine, 7th largest portion on earth and still importing grains. Being agrarian economy, we could not suffice the food needs of our 36 crore Indians. So all the funds was invested into development of agriculture sector, and in 5 years, miraculously, we could be self-sufficient. We had not to import food grains now. We had a buffer stock that if it does not rain well next year, then we still can have food. And above that, we started exporting. So it was quite good response of the plan that in 5 years our agriculture sector revived quite well. What happened thereafter? Well, thereafter there was intention to shift the attention towards industrial sector, secondary sector. So all the funds that came in was started to be invested in industrial sector. 56, 66, 76, 86, after 3 decades also, there was hardly any response or growth seen in our industrial sector. So our government was running short of funds, and in 1991, our country asked for loans, a loan from World Bank. Now the amount was huge to be needed. So World Bank first reviewed on our economy that are we capable, will we be able to repay the loan? And looking at this scenario, government was requested by the World Bank to make 3 changes to procure that loan. And the 3 changes were liberalization, privatization and globalization. That's what the name of your chapter is, economic liberalization and globalization. So liberalization and privatization are clubbed in the name, how that you will get to know when you learn it, and globalization. So economic is money, liberalization is being liberal. See, when you would be quite little one, you would be asked by your parents regarding where money is spent by you. When you will grow up, or maybe even now, you are given some amount as pocket money, and then your parents are liberal about where you spend it. So that is being liberal. A teacher like me will not mind any notorious activity going on, conditionally you are studying. So being liberal means removing the restrictions. So did our government. The reduction of restrictions and control of government on private sector is known as liberalization. So all the restrictions from private sector were removed, and that is known as liberalization. Now what happened so much that this liberalization made wonders? Now from a strict environment, if you are also taken to a liberal environment, you too will enjoy. Same happened with our economy. what good things happened, what good things did not happen is mentioned here. But first we need to know how much liberal did government become. So there were 18 sectors reserved. This 18 sectors were reserved only for government, as in government can only do business in those sectors, which is now reduced to 3. Only 3 sectors are reserved for government, that is defense, railway and atomic energy. Here government does not want private interference. As such, it is important for countries' defense and security. Other sectors are now open. Private people can do business wherever they want to. Only these 3 sectors are reserved by government for itself to do business. License is replaced by registration. Earlier, if I wanted to do some business, I had to take permission, I had to take license. That may I do this government? For that I had to explain government, I had to pay heavy fees, license fees. Now I have to inform government, I have to register myself that I am doing this. So government has become actually liberal, isn't it? Instead of permission, you just have to inform. And only environmental sensitive industries now need permission. No permission needed anywhere, except you are doing some business that harms environment, that damages environment. Then such environment sensitive industries, of course, will need permission. So these are the liberal things that government actually did. Government removed the restrictions from which sector we can do business. Government stopped the licensing policies. Government has become liberal in giving permissions. So it sounds very liberal, right? So that's the liberalization reform. Reform means there was already a form which is now changed, reformed. Now these are the good things happened. Private sector got opportunity, obviously, because now only 3 sectors are reserved. Other sectors anywhere you can do business. So private people got opportunity. Because private factories came into being, so production increased. And because production increased, our country's demand is fulfilled. Thereafter everything is sold off outside. So the global trade, global buying and selling also increased. Increase in forex, foreign exchange. Because you are trading globally, you are going to receive currency from different nations. So the foreign exchange reserve also increased. Isn't that good? A very good thing for our economy. Improvement in infrastructure. Because private people encourage government by paying tax, so government also feel that it's worth it making developmental activities. Therefore, our roads, networks, transportation, communication, everything is improving. So these are all the advantages that government became liberal and we got. Now there are some limitations. Every good thing also has a bad part of it. All we need is to keep away from. So monopoly cannot be checked. There are many factories today also in India. They are giants. They are huge. Small companies cannot reach there. So monopoly cannot be controlled. But this is my opinion, that monopoly cannot be checked. But I think there is a need of small people, small entrepreneur to work hard and reach there. So this is not a defect of liberalization actually. It's a defect of those people who are not able to come forward. Second is agricultural development is not given priority. See, liberalization is all about industries. It's all about factories. It's all about doing business. But it has nothing to do with agriculture. So agriculture is definitely not given priority in liberalization. There is increase in disparity of income. The rich becomes richer, poor becomes poorer. So the gap between the two is increasing. And global trade took place. But we are doing more of imports, that is we are buying from other countries more and selling less. And that's why the debt increases. So increasing of debt is not good for any economy, right? So these are the reforms, that's the advantages, and here are the limitations of liberalization. I hope that you are totally clear with what liberalization is, coming up with privatization and globalization smooth children. See you.